it was rumored in what 2020 maybe that you were re-signing with WWE. How close were you to actually
Oh,
re-signing?
actually, I was. But this is another thing where I keep thinking, were they just dangling a carrot in front of me? And in all honesty, that was the time to dangle a carrot in front of me because my father just died. And the last thing he said, the last time I saw him was, if, if I had a chance to go back, to go back. So for him, hell yeah, I'd go back because I wanted to fulfill his vision of what he saw for me. But then at the same time, it's kind of like, well, they when they took that carrot back, I thought, no, like I remember how I felt when I was here last time. Like I don't think I could go through this again if it's still the same type of environment. Like I don't, because I don't know. I'm older now and I want to work. I don't want to play games. I want to work. I want to work and do the best of my ability and not go through the games I had to go through when I was a kid. And it's it's this thing where I want to do, I want to fulfill my father's dreams, like, or what he said. He's like, you were so good at it. He's like, I think you should go back. And then part of me thought, like, yeah, I want to, like, I'd love to go back. I would love to do that. But when they did that, I was like, never mind. Everything happens for a reason. Like, sorry, daddy, I'll do it in a different way. I'll fulfill your vision of me in a different way.
Uh, did you sort of get any sense of like closure maybe with Royal Rumble 2022 appearance, or would you have liked to have been there more? I mean, tell me the whole thing about
Oh,
the
of
appearance.
course. Of course, I'd love to do more. Like, it would have been nice to actually have the full minute that they told me I was going to get, especially with Sasha. Like, oh my goodness, that would have been so beautiful. Like, it would have been a more beautiful closing of a chapter for me when it came to WWE. But even though they took everything out and they even tried to take my entrance out. So if you pay attention, if I mean maybe it's edited now, but I try to do the entrance. Everybody told me I try to do the entrance and they cut away. So then when I pulled back and they didn't know I was going to do that, they had to get it. And I was like, I was like, oh my goodness, why are you guys screwing with me? Like, it's been a long time since I've been here. Like, I don't understand. Like, are things cool? I don't know what's going on.
The more things change, the more they stay the same, eh? Is it? Is it?
But
Is
the
it? Oh, I'm
fans'
sorry.
response, the fans' response, that's all I'm gonna take away. I'm like, you know what? That's all that matters. They could, whatever they try to take, they could erase me from history, whatever the case may be. It's okay. I don't need that. I don't need validation. But when it comes to the fans, I could die happy with that feeling that they gave me that day.
Yeah.
I wish I could like bottle that up and give it to everybody for free. Here, take this feeling that you guys gave to me because I want everybody to feel that. That's nothing but love and goodness. That it's a beautiful thing, and I thank each and every one of you guys for that.
Is it basically if you were ever to do it now, like even a short term full time run, would it be essentially WWE or bust? Or let's say if Impact came calling or AEW came calling or whatever it may be, would it just not be the same? Or would you consider that as well?
I think I would consider any storyline that, like, it's any place that would actually invest in good storylines. Like I loved working with Deanna and Impact. Like they did such a great job with that I think, if that opportunity came again, hell yeah, I would want to do that. It all depends on who creates the storyline that just can make me feel like, okay, I can end my career on that. And it's not just some small thing. And there's this thing where everybody has to, well, back in my day, usually for me, like not everybody does this, but usually for me, I go into a place and I put over the young talent because they're the future. But I would love my last run for a last storyline to be where we mutually put each other over. I don't have to win, but make that character look significant. Like if I come in as a villain, like if I come in as a heel, oh, let's tell this story where it's this person who just totally betrayed and humiliated or just disrespected somebody beyond belief. And then we tell a great story that runs for a while before we end it. I don't mind the losses. It's just how we tell the story. But then at the same time, it's like, man, I'm always putting everybody over. It'd be nice, like for once, like just wait for me for my last match, please.
Who would be, let's say, like one of the younger generation who's in like a major federation? Who would be your ideal opponent? Who's someone who's working
Oh,
now that you think, man, I'd love to make them?
oh my goodness, it's I. You keep hating my like my
I know,
like
no, I
my.
don't hate them at all.
There's so much great talent, and there's so many women that I would love to work with or love to teach another side. It's like they're already like great as it is, but I don't like some people. It's like, well, let's do this kind of story where we have this way of talking to each other because I don't see that nowadays when I go to shows. It's this lengthened storyline where like we come together and create all this amazing stories and rapport and promos cutting it on each other and all this happiness where it's the old school style of building each other up because when we whoever's going to lose to each other we have to build somebody up so that they're strong because who wants to beat a person who we keep saying is a loser? That means I didn't beat anybody. So we build each other up, this beautiful storyline that you don't really get to see nowadays. I
Mm.
would love to work with anybody really, but I'd rather work with somebody who wants to work with me. That's the best partnership. Because usually, like when you're thrown together and if there's not nobody wants to work with you, I want to work with everybody. Like I'm pathetic. I'm like, oh yeah, I love to work with you. And then some people are like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, go away, old person. And I'm just like, okay. But when you find a person who wants to work with you, magic happens.
Mm.
And that's what I want.